All right, guys.
That's Jim Brown.
3, 2, 1. Are you good?
Yeah.
Dave, come on.
Yeah,
don't
we're
do this
good.
to
We're
me,
good.
man.
We're good. Oh no,
Welcome. What?
we're good.
All right, guys. Welcome to the You Are Here podcast, episode 6. You can find us on Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube for the video, Podbean, wherever you want. Also, we have a website, www.youareherepodcast.co. We couldn't afford the M. My name's Mike.
My name's Dave,
And we have a special guest today.
And we have a special guest today. Mike's acting. First, I'm gonna say this. Mike's acting weird today.
Weird?
Yeah.
Why?
Your hair's crazy,
All right.
and
dude.
you're acting
I
a
took
little.
shower,
well,
bro.
but listen,
That's that fresh, clean hair.
he's acting very weird.
What do you mean?
He didn't respond to a text message for the
No,
first
dude, you
time
can't
ever.
do this to me.
Yeah, no. Okay, first I'll introduce our guest. So today we have a very special person to me that is probably one of the greatest actors I've ever come across, coolest human beings I've ever come across.
Wow.
Victoria Ratermanis, just a fan of hers. So let's clap it up for Victoria. Woo! Episode 6, Victoria.
I've peaked.
You made it. You made it. But no, back to you being a weirdo today, because you saw it. I was super
He
panicked.
was very loving, caring, stay-at-home dad. Panicked.
Yeah, I could tell.
That
He
you
sent me
weren't
an
replying.
email.
I think it's because of the snowstorm. I think it heightened the circumstances.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think he was worried about
All
like
right,
some like
let me-
ice.
Yeah, don't worry. Okay. So basically,
He's young. You know?
no. I hit a deer literally last time.
He hit a deer on the way here last time. Literally on the way here. He
Still
got-
showed up.
still
showed
and that's what
up.
I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. When I
Because he was like, dude,
Yeah.
this kid is like never late. He's always by now texting
Always.
me and letting me know he's on his way.
So
I'm worried.
basically, the past 3 days, like it's been snowing this whole weekend, and like I have to do snow and everything. So the past 3 days, I've been going at like 2 a.m. Until 7 a.m.
Yeah.
and then working Saturday at the Vine Grind,
Yeah,
Sunday
yeah.
in the morning.
That's where we work.
It's like
We work at the same time.
it's like I don't know. I'm tired, but
You're
I'm trying to just
tired.
stay in it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm good. We're good. We're fine.
We have coffee.
Yeah, I got some coffee, Dave. Thank you.
You're
Appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Thanks, Dave.
Of course.
Yeah, dude. That's me. I'm
I was
sorry.
just-
I'm sorry, dude.
It's okay.
You sent me an email. You know, I thought
I had
Because
to-
he went to something happened. Oh, maybe he lost his phone, so I'll email him.
that's where my mind was at. Like if you
Oh,
lost your
okay.
phone in the snow
I thought
or
you were
something.
just being like that dad that emails people and doesn't text.
I sent you 3 messages on the phone and then texted you and then called your phone.
Yeah,
3
no,
times.
I saw those. I just
Okay.
got an update. You know, I couldn't see.
That's what it was?
No. Okay. I'm just kidding. I'm just
No,
kidding.
I'm going to give you
I'm
a
joking. I'm
disclaimer.
joking.
Mike lies. So be on the lookout this whole
No,
time.
I'm an ex-liar,
No,
bro.
no, no, no.
I didn't lie.
Ex-liar?
They know
I'm done
too.
lying.
No.
No.
Listen. Just hear me out.
All right.
He lies. He doesn't know he lies. He's unaware that he lies. He says he forgets things. But
I have
he's
a really
liar.
bad memory.
Just be on the. I'm talking to Tori. Just be on the lookout this whole time. We're gonna be here for a little while.
Wow.
Watch out.
Okay.
Keep your
Okay.
eye on him,
Okay.
I feel no pressure. It's fine.
and I'll let you know if I catch it.
I'm
But
good.
sometimes I won't catch it.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm just literally gonna ask, is that true every time you say something?
Yeah.
Oh, don't do that.
Is that true?
Don't do that.
Is that true?
Oh no. I get no, we're good. I get a little nervous, but it's fine.
It's okay.
It's
Okay.
I'm profusely sweating underneath this
Yeah, it's
beautiful
fine.
cashmere sweater
Yeah.
that I have on.
Whoa. This just hit me like a flash when I looked at you. FX has a show coming out.
Oh,
Yeah. So what's it called?
it's called Fosse Verdon. It's with Sam Rockwell and Michelle Williams.
And guess who's in it?
What?
Yeah.
I'm in
Pilot.
the pilot
No.
episode. Yeah, April 9th.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Yeah.
That's
April
insane.
9th on FX.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Shout it out,
Fosse.
man.
Fosse Verdon, about Bob Fosse and Gwen Verdon.
Yes. Everyone check out episode 1, the pilot, on April 9th. Tori will be in the episode.
For like maybe like 2 minutes. But I'm in it, and I shot on my birthday, and I shared
Ooh, happy
eyeballs
birthday.
with my acting hero, and it was
Sam.
wonderful.
Wow.
We're talking about Sam Rockwell,
Yeah.
dude.
I've been in love with
Dude.
him since I was 7 years old.
That's your hero.
That's surreal,
I
though.
love
how
him,
do
yeah.
how do you feel?
yeah.
When did you do it? When did you do it?
I did it on my birthday, so November 9th, 2018.
Wow.
I turned 28, and it was like the most like full circle experience of my life because I moved here when I was 18 to be an actor.
Mm-hmm.
And then like 10 years later, I was like sitting in a trailer, which I didn't know I was going to get a trailer. And I was just like looking at my sides and like my name, like 3 names under Sam Rockwell's. And I was just like,
Isn't that crazy?
I
I mean, that's
can't
like,
imagine. That's
it's
That talk about breaking through the glass ceiling. Like that's
no.
a serious.
I'm like at least touching it now. I don't know if I've broken through, but I'm like
No,
the
but
glass.
Like, you're in business. You're in a trailer.
yeah.
Dude, they had Uggs. I've never worn Uggs. They had Uggs that were my size. I was like, I'm allowed to wear these? They're like, yeah, these clothes
They
are
give
for
you
you.
Uggs?
And like sweatpants, like a jacket to like keep
Gave her
warm.
clothes. Yeah,
Damn.
that's awesome.
I kept panicking. I kept being like, do you want me to put my costume on? They're like, no, we'll tell you. I was like, should I put my costume on now? Are we filming now?
Was
They're
there
like,
a lot of
"No."
like hurry up and wait? Like, was it like you had trouble? Like, not trouble. Did you find yourself like trying to prepare for something and then like having to wait in your trailer or like having to wait?
Like a little bit, but not a. It was just so exceedingly professional that
Okay.
like everything was like, this is what we're doing at this time, and I was like, okay. And I don't know. I think the panic set in when they were like, we're gonna do a rehearsal before lunch, and I was like, cool. Okay, so we're gonna go onto the set with Sam Rockwell in 5 minutes to rehearse the scene that I've only been like preparing for on my own, and we'll be on set with everyone, and they're gonna see
Just
what's
like
to
that.
come
Yeah.
later in the afternoon. So like either I'm going to totally shit the bed, or this will be great, and they'll like give me notes or something. And we go in, they're like, okay, we're doing rehearsal. All right, everyone sit down. Sam, you're here. Victoria, you're going to walk through, just push through them. And like, you're going to sit down. I was like, okay, I'm going to make a choice about this. Like my mind's like, lean on your technique so that you don't barf in public. And then we did the rehearsal and it happened. They're like, great, cool. That's all right. So mark that. Okay, let's go to lunch. And I was staying there and I was like,
So out of place,
crazy.
dude.
Like, what?
Wow.
Wait, I did it? Wait, I did it. I
man.
survived like a rehearsal of doing it.
That's insane.
Okay,
man.
and then I just like rode on that.
Yeah. That's so wild.
Yeah.
Dude, it's like I'm still like, it's so surreal. I have no concept of what my acting was like because I was like here, and I'm gonna watch that episode and it could be terrible, or maybe they cut me out. I don't know, but I was on that set.
Yeah.
They let me in there. I didn't get fired.
Yeah.
And I did it, and it was wow. Yeah.
I remember when you got it. It was like the first time, because like we talk about it all the time. We talk
Yeah.
about like, you know, we do our own work and we get cast in things that aren't like huge budget things. But like that was the first time either of us like booked something like that.
Yeah, dude, it was.
And I remember how excited, I mean, that's insane. Like she booked a speaking role on
Yeah.
on a
No, it's huge.
huge.
It's huge.
I like
series.
didn't want to talk about it because I was scared it'd be like bad juju, and they'd be
Oh,
like,
shit.
"Oh, actually, it's canceled," or be like, so I like wouldn't talk
no.
about it.
Now?
And
Is
no.
that
In
it?
the
Oh,
beginning, like when
God.
I first booked it, I was like, okay, anything could happen.
We have
Anything could
good luck.
happen. Like
We
things
bring
will
good luck.
happen.
We
Yeah,
bring good luck.
yeah. It was wild. But I remember like I was so excited to like after I'd done it and gotten through the day and it was a success, and I was like, wow, I proved to myself that literally this is what I want to do for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
I was so excited, but I was trying to like keep it professional. And I got all the way back from Staten Island, rode the train from like Manhattan, got to Williamsburg, Brooklyn to go meet my friends for like a birthday drink. And I said goodbye to my co-star and I was like, thank you for working with me. It was so great having you there. And that was for the first time by myself and not having to worry about anybody would think. And the train stopped at my stop and I was so full. I sprinted out of the train, like laugh crying like a mad woman down the sidewalk. Cause literally all I could think about in my head was like, I have to tell them that we can do this. Like I have to like run and tell home. Like I just ran to the bar. I was like, guys, like losing my mind.
That's the
It's
sensation.
like a movie right there.
Yeah.
But that's the sensation of like, it's like a myth that like we get down on ourselves when like shit isn't going well. It's
Yeah.
so easy to, like we talk about it all the time.
Yeah.
And to see you succeed on that level for all of us was like, for our group of like actors and artists,
Yeah.
was huge. It was huge.
It was like the first like lifeline. I just wanted to like be like, we can do this.
Yeah. No, I remember that night. It was fucking amazing.
Yeah.
You know,
And I had way too many Dirty Jet martinis.
but it was wild.
But it was
there,
wild.
Damn, man.
Talk about a milestone.
Congratulations, yeah.
Thank you.
It's
Yeah.
April 9th.
April
April
9th.
FX, man.
Yeah. So wild. Sorry, that was like a long.
No.
Yeah.
That's what we're here for. You know
Okay,
what I mean?
good.
That's
Okay,
fine.
How are you doing, Michael?
I'm doing all right, dude. I'm good.
How are you
Honestly,
doing?
my week has been just not that important. Not important.
Wait a second.
Not
Stop.
what?
What do you mean not important?
I mean, I'm having car problems again.
Okay.
So
The battery?
So I'm like, I'm just done.
You look like
That's what I did. See, after coming back from
yeah.
at whatever 11 this
Uh-huh.
morning, from working at 3 a.m.
Yeah.
Like after I had to change my battery.
You changed it?
Yeah.
Okay,
And
good.
it was all messed up. There's some crap I had to do. I'm like, see, like, I don't want to talk about it. You know what I mean?
But
I don't want to bring that in.
Because it's annoying.
I got like the
okay.
negative cloud out here.
no,
dude.
but that's what I'm saying. I see it on you, and I just want to talk. I want to talk to you about it.
Okay.
It's good to talk about.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
It's okay not to be okay.
Let's talk about it, dude.
Yeah, dude. If you're
Yeah.
upset or pissed or whatever.
I feel like every time I'm pissed.
No, you're not all the time. No, but like if you are, you are.
No, I'm good. I'm good now.
Okay.
Now that I'm here, we're fine. We're good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Before I was just like, when you get in that lull of you're doing stuff that you don't want to do,
Yeah.
and then that kind of affects everything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But
Definitely.
now I'm like, I set this all
You've
up.
done-
I love setting this up. You know what I mean?
Does that
You're
feel
like a
good?
master.
Yeah, I
You
love
get
it.
into the
Yeah.
zone
I love
with
setting
it.
things up.
I do too.
Now I'm like,
I like
now
watching
I'm
you
ready.
set things
I'm
up.
feeling good. So I'm feeling better.
Yeah.
Good.
Good.
It only goes up. It only goes up from here. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
So we're good.
This has been a good little thing to look forward to every week too.
Yeah, definitely.
For me too.
Yeah.
I really enjoy like just having. I know I'm gonna meet you on Mondays and
Mhm.
have an hour long at least conversation. It's like a nice thing.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
Me
man.
too.
I give Mikey homework every week.
Oh, yeah?
Oh,
Yeah.
dude,
So Mikey,
you're gonna be
Mike,
so disappointed.
Oh, no.
I couldn't do anything. I couldn't do it, dude. I literally had no time. I had 0 time to do it.
that's I believe you. I believe you. It's okay.
And
It's not about. I'm not saying and doing it because I like you need to fucking do this or I'm
Yeah.
gonna be
He
mad at
has
you.
a grade book he showed me.
Yeah. That's
of
it.
everyone he knows.
It's over there.
No, I do it because like I think you're really gonna get something from it, and it's not about like succeeding or failing. I just think you're gonna grow,
Yeah, I agree.
and it's gonna take time.
I agree, man.
It doesn't have to be every week,
Um,
but I think it's fun.
just for me, it's like I wanna like watch the films that you give me
Yeah,
and like take them in.
yeah.
And
For
I
sure.
know that like when I come home from work at 10,
Yeah.
and
it's
I
not
work,
happening. It's not happening.
2 jobs, is like I'm not gonna get it, dude.
This kid,
I'm not gonna bring it
he's
in.
22.
Mm-hmm.
He works so much harder than I've ever fucking worked in my entire life just to like make money to
Mhm.
do the other things he wants to do. And that's why I think I was drawn to him in the beginning of like meeting him. He's like so far ahead of me when I was his age.
Mm-hmm.
I see a ton of success in you, and I tell you that all the time.
It's coming, dude.
It is absolutely coming.
That's
It's
my feeling.
It is. You're never gonna quit.
Yeah.
But like to see you grind around the clock like that is insane.
Yeah.
But it's like admirable.
Mm.
You know what I mean? It's like
It's just it's something that runs in my family too.
yeah.
It's
I know
like-
your father's like that
so-
too. Yeah.
Yeah.
What does your dad do?
I work with my dad too. So he owns a couple like recording studios
Mm-hmm.
in
Oh.
in West New York and Union City.
Mm-hmm.
Mamac Studios. He owns like a bunch of buildings out there, and basically what I'm doing is I'm cleaning up like they're like old buildings. It's crazy. Did I talk about the story on here? What happened? Like what he did?
No.
How like he came from? Because my parents are both immigrants from Poland,
Mm-hmm.
and basically when my dad came here, like he was over there, and like honestly his dad was in government, and like he was set, for like jobs and
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
He was telling me like now that like from this job I've been talking to him a lot more than normal,
Yeah.
because like I obviously ride in the car and stuff. We got to go get like materials and supplies and
You're
stuff.
hanging with him.
Yeah, and it's like it's been really good. Like I love
that's
it. And he's
awesome.
telling me about
Wow.
old stories and stuff. How like back in Poland, like he had to take a trip to Russia and like for work. And I think I told you this at work.
At work you did.
Yeah, but basically he's going through Russia, and this was back like communist like
Yeah.
Poland. After the war, like he basically was going on the train, and like once you get to the Russian border, you basically have to stop and change the wheels of the train. And the way they do that, like, how do you think they do that? They pick up the train, like they lift it, take off all the wheels, and put them all on. So
What?
basically, you're waiting there for like
Because there's different jack. There's different tracks.
different tracks,
Yeah,
different size. So basically, you're waiting there for 30 minutes, and in that 30 minutes, it's literally just kids and families. They run up to the train windows and try to sell you stuff, like candy and stuff, random things, clothing.
Yeah.
And he said like it's the craziest like trip and like just things, because
What is
basically
surreal.
Poland was like America to them.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because
Right.
it was like it was still like pretty, it's communist and kind of more poor
Yeah.
Mm.
at that time,
Mhm.
but still it was way better than what they had.
Right.
It's just like a surreal thing, because now it's like it's not like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
to come from that to where we are now,
Yeah.
it's just like crazy to I don't know, like hear about that. He like the guy sitting right next to me like lived through that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's wild.
Have you told him about Zeta?
No, I haven't.
Who's Zeta?
Go ahead.
My exceedingly beautiful and talented friend. Listen when I say this.
Shout out.
Sophie Perrins.
Shout out Sophie Perrins.
Who's a beautiful artist. Has directed and been recording and is in edit, like post-production, but she's still kind of picking up a couple things. She's making a documentary called Zeta.
It looks so good.
Zaida, and it's about her grandfather who's a Holocaust survivor and how he takes, basically when he escaped from the but like survived and had no family, nothing left, and like immigrated to America, he became a psychoanalyst. I think that's correct. Correct me if I'm wrong. And his whole kind of concept is having lived through the product of hate, of trying to help people and working towards this kind of like reimagining or like a restructuring of like how we deal with hate and anger, and trying basically to help people in a way that like maybe there'll be a ripple effect that history won't be repeated, and like teaching and giving lectures. And he's run like he's been published before, and it's such a passion project for her, not only because it's like her grandfather who's like the closest thing she has, but also because she's like, I woke up one day and was just looking at the news and thinking about where we were and how I felt as like a woman and like the granddaughter of a Holocaust survivor living in America present day. And I just thought, how scary would it be to be watching your own history repeat itself and wanting so badly to make a difference and be like, listen, like we have to know, we have to talk. And it's a beautiful film, but there's such like an element to that of like learning about these people who survived and who have like made this family tree of people. Cause like, even though her grandfather was Jewish, her family has separated into such different like spectrums of religion and family styles, where like one of her uncles, I think, is like Mormon.
Oh, wow.
And like how people kind of ripple out of like this one person who kept the family lifeline alive and came to America and like did something. And I don't know, it's so powerful to like sit in the same vehicle with someone, look up and be like, I'm related to you.
Yeah,
like
insane.
You were literally a thing I learned in like third grade. Like you were like you're a book of history and memory.
It's a part.
Yeah.
It's insane, man.
That's really cool though. You get time with him now, you know, to be close.
Yeah, so basically I've just been working with him for like, it's been like almost a year now.
Yeah.
And just spending more time and honestly like learning a lot of important like things in like construction and like carpentry and stuff. Like, so I don't know, I find it very like important from learning from him, because I mean, that's where I get my whole work ethic and everything.
For sure.
You know what I mean?
For sure.
Like, he's been working for, 30 years?
Yeah.
Like, literally, and in the beginning, it was, like, nonstop every day. You know what I mean? Just to support, like, a family coming from literally being all set and, like set for life in government jobs and everything in Poland to
he would have been good.
Decide, he would have been fine. Good. But he decided, he's like, I just want to, like, leave and go to America and try to, like, start something. You know what I mean?
Wow.
And, you know, a funny thing, one thing he told me is I would have been I was literally so close to being Australian, living in Australia. Like, literally, like, it was either America or Australia.
No
How do you
way.
feel about that?
It's weird. I thought about it, like, the other day, and I was like, I could have had a completely different life.
Totally different.
Because my family has family in Australia.
Yeah.
And, like, during that switch, there was, like, problems with the family and everything.
Yeah.
And it was either, like, go with them or do whatever else you want.
Yeah.
And he was supposed to go like Singapore, Australia.
Whoa.
Which is like, that makes, I don't know. I can't like comprehend any of that, dude. Imagine.
Wow.
It'd be totally different.
Yeah.
So different.
But then he came here and like this job, he came here, he just couldn't speak English.
Yeah.
Somehow got like factory jobs, made a little bit of money. Then he got a bunch of credit cards. He maxed them out and bought a bunch of buildings.
Property,
yeah, in West New York. It was pretty
buy
poor.
a building on a credit card?
It was like I don't know exactly what he did, but he basically like
buy some buildings.
He got the contract and then like bought all the supplies to like fix them. You know, because they were kind of abandoned, I think. So they were probably cheap back then.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
He bought all the supplies to basically fix them, and like that's his job right now.
Wow.
You know.
Wow.
And he made like got 2 kids through college and like,
did well.
Killed it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Same with my mom. She's like working her whole life too, which is like I don't know. For
It's
me, it's
cool
like I want to work that hard to give back one day.
Yeah.
Oh,
You
that's
know,
so
It's
nice.
cool to see them. Like I say this all the time, but it's cool to see them support you.
Yeah.
Like
And they're always supportive of anything.
they're
you
very
know?
supportive of
Really?
him when they come around.
Yeah.
Yeah. What I see, like they're
Even
very
with film, like
yeah,
'cause-
that's yeah.
we were talking about it before. I don't know if you always wanted to be an actor or if you had like that talk with your parents about like you're like, oh, I want to be an actor, you know, and like the reactions from either them or just like anyone, like your close friends that are like, I don't know, like what do you mean? Like you think you're gonna be on TV or like?
Yeah.
Did you always want that? Did you always feel that?
Me, I when I was really little, I wanted to basically be like a combination of Indiana Jones and like John Wayne with like a little
So
Audrey
awesome,
Hepburn. Like
dude.
when I was little, I was like Jurassic Park was
That's
one of my favorite
amazing.
movies. I was like, I want to be an archaeologist, and I was like, okay, I want to like just work on like Egyptian culture. Or, like I want to be a marine biologist and have my own animal show, or like I wanted to be all these like adventurous things, and I would like. The thing is like everything I was doing in the act of doing them was me playing with my imagination and basically acting. But, like, you know, when you're a kid, you're like, I would just like do all these like sketches. Like I always played a man too when I was little.
Yeah.
And my mom just was always like, okay, like we'll see, like whatever you want to be, even if you're a garbage man, just be the best garbage man. Like just like
Yeah.
put
Wow, that's
110%.
the right
Like
thing,
if you're
man.
gonna do something, pick it and do it. And that was like it. And then I had a high school counselor who was like, have you ever thought about like going to school for acting? And I was like, interesting.
Man.
A high school counselor.
Yeah.
Really?
Isn't
Because
that
I was
amazing?
like doing
That's
plays
crazy,
and stuff,
dude.
but I wasn't like, I'm gonna be an actor. Like I just was like
Yeah.
doing it and then kind of just, I don't know. I always wanted to be everything, and acting. You like I'll
It's-
play an archaeologist on TV. Like I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It kind of just was like said to me, and I was like, oh, yeah, right. You can actually like pursue that. It's not just for fun, and I don't know.
Yeah, it seems like you had like a path like from the beginning that was like slowly going towards.
Yeah, because I wasn't
that.
like when I was a kid, like I want to be a star. I always like wanted to be this
Yeah.
like adventure, and I was always like very moody. I would
Yeah.
like some kids would play like house, or like I don't know, when like girls talk about being like I would play a bride. I'm like I would play like a jazz singer in a lounge where like a murder would happen and I would get in trouble because I'd be smoking incense as like cigarettes. And my mom was like, "What is wrong with this child?" I'm like reading books about
awesome.
witchcraft and like listening to like Ella Fitzgerald in my room. My mom was
That's
like,
awesome,
"I don't
dude.
understand
That's
you at all. You're so dark for 5."
Yeah. Artist.
Yeah, just
Yeah, for
brooding,
sure,
constantly
man.
like brooding and
Yeah.
taking it seriously. Yeah.
Wow.
I can
Yeah.
imagine young Tori with an incense.
So just like
cigarette.
I would play this thing with my brother. We would play like McDonald's like drive-through.
Yeah.
And I would be like the sassiest, like, all right, what do you want? Like, and then I would open up his window and he would drive his like trike around and I'd have a cigarette and I'd like ring it up. And I'd be like constantly changing the price on him. And he would like be like, hey, you're trying to swindle me. I'm like, well, it's what it is. I'm like, never like a like normal.
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, that's
I don't
awesome.
know.
Performer since
Yeah.
since birth.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
so,
Yeah.
So have you ever felt like an opposition to like your choice as an actor? I guess not, because like you've always just had that kind of direction that you were going towards.
Opposition in like terms of like wanting to do it, or like people wanting me to
I guess
do it?
people like questioning.
I
you
think
know?
people question it. I think when it comes to like parents, it must be so terrifying.
Yeah, for sure.
It must be so scary, like to think like your kid is gonna have a hard time.
Yeah. There's
You
no
know?
security.
And
yeah.
like they're constantly trying to be like supportive. I think my dad was a little slower to meet it. I think when I got into a school on a scholarship and was in New York and he saw me functioning in the city by myself at 18, he was like, oh,
Yeah.
okay, so like you're okay.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, they still do it now. Or mom will just be like, I wish I could get you an agent, or like, should you join SAG? Or my friend's son, he works in reality TV. And I'm like,
They
Mom, like,
always-
if, like I
always
love you
do.
so
They
much.
always
Every
have
parent,
somebody-
dude.
It's like no matter what job you're in, they're
Yeah,
gonna do that,
man.
you know?
Yeah.
I was like, I found
Your
this
uncle-
article online.
yeah. I think your uncle's friends with this one agent.
Yeah. Can you just
Mom.
call them up? Like, we'll
Yeah,
pay them. We'll
man.
pay them. I'm like, what's that?
Yeah.
We'll pay them.
I'm like, Mom, we don't have money. She's like, I'll work an extra shift in the
Oh,
yard. I'm like,
geez.
this is breaking my
Yeah.
heart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
amazing,
There's a lot
though.
of opposition from your family.
Yeah, I think
well, I mean,
there's-
not everybody's
yeah.
family, but
It's important.
Yeah.
you get
You
people.
know?
Yeah, you get people that
You get people.
just are worried about
Yeah.
you.
Mm.
There was like one moment recently that I've never experienced before. I've never necessarily had someone be like, what are you doing, you idiot? But I've also like seen people be trepidatious. Like when I'm talking, they're like, oh, okay. So like, how is that? Like, are you on TV? Can I see you in things? I'm like, oh, well, I'm trying. My dad got remarried recently, and I was at his, I think it was the wedding rehearsal dinner, and I was meeting my stepmom's, I want to say uncle. And he's just like, he was like the sweetest, like war vet. My heart really, I grew up with like Marine older brothers. I'm very like kind of, my dad was in State Department, like surrounded by like military influence and everything. And he was like a sweet old man. He came up and he was like, so I hear you're an actor. And I was like, yeah, you know, like my typical like deflect, like, yeah, trying to make it work kind of thing. He was like, thank you so much for doing that. Whoa. You must be, it takes such bravery and sacrifice to do that. He's like, I'm just like a small guy from a farm who just wanted to have a family. And I think about what you're doing and it takes such bravery. And I'm really proud of you. And that's wow. And I just was like,
that's it, man.
Like even like thinking about it now, I get so choked up. So I'm like, this is like a war veteran who has like 4 generations of a family in the same room right now. Whoa. That he like survived and like developed and supported. And this man is saying like, oh, I'm so humbled like that you would do that because it takes such sacrifice. And I would just be too scared. God. And I was just like, what are you talking about? He's like, I love movies. Like, it's such an escape. Like, you give back to people. It was the first time I've ever heard anyone talk this way. And I was like, whew, you just put some fuel in my tank, man. That was like...
Sure, you telling that story from the beginning, I was like, he's about to drop. What are you doing with your life?
Yeah, right?
Because I
went through war.
Yeah, like, I haven't, like, experienced people be like, you should quit. But I've never had someone say that to me. And I was like, wow, that's... kind of selfishly how I always felt about it. But to have someone like you, I don't know. It was the most beautiful thing. And I was also just like blown away by like the humanity of it. Like this man who's lived a long, full life was staring at me and being like, wow. Yeah. And I was like,
it's amazing.
It was wild.
I've never encountered that like like someone just stopping me and saying like, thank you so much for your bravery.
Yeah, and, like, it was like sacrifice. My bravery to like just be an insane person.
Well, I think storytelling, you know, acting.
Yeah.
You look at it as a society, and it's like, you know, we're not fighting wars. We're not, you know, on Wall Street. You know, we're not doing these jobs that like. I feel like sometimes it kind of gets looked down upon, where it's like you're acting,
or it gets like lost in like the fame celebrity world.
And it gets translated into that for a lot of people.
I think it's just literally just people don't know the process,
right?
And that's the biggest problem.
They don't understand,
you know?
Yeah,
because sometimes a role is like a war, dude. With yourself emotionally.
Yes, we were just talking about that today.
Like it is. You can't like play that down anyway.
No,
you know, everyone's work is like whatever anyone does, and like they put their passion, heart into it. It's like it doesn't matter what it is.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Yeah,
it's always whatever it is for you, man.
It's hard
like,
when you care, man. It's
hard,
hard,
and when you bring someone else's like thing down, it's like, oh, you're just an actor, or oh, you're not on TV. You're just doing like short films. Or
like
whatever.
I would never go to someone's job and say like, if you were like a teacher and walk into your room and be like, you know, when are you gonna really?
Oh, you're just teaching.
You're just teaching. Yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm worried about you. You know what I mean? Like,
I think you should quit this whole teaching.
And a lot of the time they think that they're like helping.
For sure, like, that's what they.
That's
think.
like the opposite of what you should be doing. Yeah. You know, the most important thing for, I think, any job or especially in like entertainment and stuff, like people trying to do acting, filming, anything like that, is like just a support system.
For
you know
sure,
what I mean, that's like the most important.
For sure.
Because I mean, for me, I have thoughts in my head. I'm like, I'm working on this stuff on like my main jobs, and like film isn't like my main job right now. You know, it's a side thing. Yeah. And it's like I want to make it a main thing, but I'm stressing out about that. You know what I mean? And if someone comes around and is like, look, man, like, what do you know, like, when's it gonna happen? You're spending this money on stuff.
Divert you off your path.
Think about anyone.
There's moments like that though. Like I you know, just in like terms of like being able to like take care of myself. There are moments where I'm like, man, like I don't have like good health care. Like I have to get a Groupon to get like a teeth cleaning. Like there are moments where I'm like, I don't know how this would go if I was like 60. Like, luckily I'm like young and it's like kind of okay for me to be where I am right now. But there's like it's scary. It's scary not to have security or to be like trying to balance, and like maybe that other half of the balance gives you more structure than the one that you're really passionate about. So sometimes you lean into this one more, and it's like you have to keep like holding hands with fear and pulling yourself back to the other side. That's like, you know, always like picture it like like my dog, whenever she would walk on the sand, there was like this, like she almost could feel like all of the sand moving down to like the core of the earth. Like she just never felt like it was solid ground, even though it was like wet sand. So as a human, you're like, you're standing on ground, you're fine. But she'd be like, what the fuck? Like losing her mind. And I'm like, that's kind of how it feels. You're like, I can't feel where this meets solid ground, but I know it's holding me up. So I'm just going to keep proceeding with caution.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. It's a tough gig. It's not an easy thing. And like I don't think we would do it if it was like if we didn't absolutely love doing it.
You can't do it if you don't love it,
You'll
because
give
it'll
up.
eat you alive.
Yeah.
Or you could, I don't know, maybe I'm gonna get us in trouble. Maybe you want to just like do it just to be seen, and like you start like a, you know, YouTube channel where people like follow you around, or, you know, and like that is sometimes an element of the entertainment work. So you are still providing like motivation or like positivity towards people, but I don't know. That's probably like the most like formulaic thing of like the entertainment industry, is like being like a social media advocate thing. Everything else is like good luck. Endurance is key. Maybe something will happen, maybe it totally won't. Up to you.
I came to the realization where like if I'm 80 and on the street and like I tried, I'm like, okay,
right,
I'm honestly good. Like I tried, you know, I gave it everything I had, and like if that's where my path ends up, then I did it the way I wanted to do it. And that's it. I get one of these, and this is the thing I love to do. You know, you got to be like, I think, truly okay with not knowing what's coming and just being okay doing the thing.
I mean, you said last time that like you're okay with what you've done so far, in a way. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I'm very like with the rose garden. Like I'm very. I wanted like a few things to happen, and they happened. And like, I want more. I want to tell more stories. I want to reach like, you know, peaks with storytelling. I want to find like where else I can explore.
I think maybe it's like you found your purpose, right?
Yes, I feel
and
like
now
if
it's
I
like
died,
now it's like you keep doing that.
Yeah, like if it was over tomorrow, then I got to fulfill. I got to tell a story. From a meaningful place and connect. You know, in the moment, truly, and like move people with it. And that's it. That's all I wanted to do.
For sure.
But I want to do more of that.
You know? It's really addicting. But so I'm grateful. But it takes a lot of I think once you experience it, like get a taste of that, it changes things. Because I like saw that for the first time and I was like, okay, this is all I want to do for the rest of my life. How do I do this the rest of my life? You know? That was like the thing, is like standing like on a professional set, everyone there is working with such passion. Like the entire set was like dressed to like the finest details. It's supposed to be like, our scene was set in like Munich in like 1972. Everything to the matches and like wall hangings and rooms that they wouldn't film was period and location specific. And I was sitting in this room and I was like, this is why it's so easy. Because I'm here and I'm in it, and everyone else cares and everyone's doing their job, and all I have to do is my acting. And it was just such like a like revving moment, like when like something's like about to like move. Like there was just this like element to being there, and like being able to say, because I've envisioned this, right? I've envisioned this for so long. Wow, I'm so emotional. For so long, and then you're there, and I'm like, I want to do this for the rest of my life. And like the certainty and knowing and proving to yourself that it's there and exists. It's like the eye of the storm, and like this beautiful, quiet, like calm, even though you know you're like in the middle of it, but it's like you're just like, okay, let's go. And it's like, it was just so, it was, I just really like, like I did it and I was like, wow, 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 wow. And then I got the train just full like baby giraffe legs, sprinted through Williamsburg and was like, I have to tell them. Like I have to tell them like we can do
What
it.
a
It's
moment.
there. Like I had 3 lines and I did it. It was awesome. And like it's possible. And I believe in all of you. And like, let's go. And it was just,
Rallied the
so
troops.
nice. It was like a, you know, when like you're like climbing like a mountain, you're just like, ooh, all right. And then like the
Gotta give
next
up more,
one. Yeah.
You got to keep climbing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm excited for you to have that moment.
Yeah,
I'm really excited for you to have that moment.
I agree.
I feel like that's a thing you talk about a lot with me. Like, and you bring it up once in a while, but like I notice like you're striving for that one time where like you're gonna be doing a film that you wrote and you're directing it and everyone's working in a way that you want them to work and like it's like perfect. And like you have that moment of like, I can 1 do this, and 2, it's happening in front of me and I'm loving every second of it. And you're gonna have it.
I want it so bad.
I know
I just
you
want
do.
to do. I just want to do something.
I know,
Yeah.
and you are.
That's
He's
my
writing
favorite
again.
feeling.
You're writing
dude.
again.
Yeah.
Yes or no?
I gotta start more.
Okay.
I don't do a lot, but
Yeah. Now, is this important? This is a good person to talk about this. You're grinding so hard. You work your ass off for the dollar, right?
Mm-hmm.
You really do.
Yeah.
And I told you this a long time ago. To save time, sometime you have to save some kind of time for yourself to just check in.
Yeah.
And it's hard,
Yeah.
you know. And we talk about this too all the time.
Yeah.
There's you keep working, keep doing your thing. That's who you are. You're always gonna be that way.
Take a day, right?
You gotta find one,
It's
like-
hard because it's like when you don't have the promise, like it's like driving a car when you're just like in neutral.
Mm-hmm.
And like there's this element where it's like if I keep like or like trying to push it and you're like if I keep pushing it'll keep moving, but like I'm getting tired, but I know I gotta get somewhere. Like there's like this element of like I don't want to stop because things will like pass by or I'll lose that momentum and I'll have to start all over again.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know that I experienced for like the first time for real, I think 2, 3, oh God, how long has it been since we were in school? Like 2 years?
3
years? Wow. 3 years ago.
I get that feeling too, where like I think about back when I was in high school. I was like, that was like 8 years ago.
Yeah.
Dude, it's so
What?
insane.
2 or 3?
I think it's 2.
Okay.
I might be wrong though. It might now be. Wow, I can't. Wow. I experienced like a bout of like exhaustion. I was like I just had like run myself so thin. And it was because like my expectations were if I'm not doing this much to get this, then I don't care and I don't deserve to be here. Because if you're not every 5 seconds working and grinding and keeping going and like doing the work, so I would like work a bar job till 4 a.m. and then wake up in the morning to rehearse and like keep going and like just doing these things, then like you don't want it. But it's like if you have nothing left of yourself to give into your
Can't offer
you know
nothing.
what I mean? It's like a plant. Like you can't. There's a certain like fragility that there is to being a human being, and I have witnessed it.
Yeah.
And it's you got to take a day.
Yeah. We were kind of trained to like go 100%
Grind,
as often as you can.
Yeah.
And heighten the stakes always and like make yourself work all the time.
Yeah.
So when you got out, you were told like take time for yourself, like take a moment to like refresh. You know what I mean?
Not do
You
that.
definitely did not do that.
I was like, great advice. I'll listen to it later.
I don't think I did it either. I think I worked on something literally right after.
Yeah,
that. Just
I went
right
straight
into
into
it.
like Rebellion Dogs.
I think I went into Lone Star, and that was
Yeah.
the next thing. But it's so important, Mike. It's so, and you're so fucking young. You're so young.
You're so young.
You are. You
Listen
are.
to us.
This is the time. No, really, this is the
We've
time
seen
to
it
like.
all.
Okay.
You keep working fucking hard. You're not gonna be like lazy ever.
Yeah.
You don't have to worry about that.
That's the big thing. You need to like learning to trust that if you let it go, you're not going to be losing your ability. You know what I mean? Like that mentality and that element of you is literally who you are. It's not because you're doing it.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I don't think I'm ever gonna like not do things
You
though.
never.
Yeah.
Because like
never.
I feel lazy after I get home from work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, what am I doing, dude?
No, I literally would
I
grind
hate it.
myself to the point where like, and I still think this way because my mom used to say this to me sometimes, where she'd be like, "Well, just like work, like go run, and then you'll sleep well."
Yeah.
Like if you're not like I had this mentality, I still definitely have it where like if I can't fall asleep at night, it's because I didn't do enough that day.
Right.
So if I get home and I'm just like like out, then like success.
Yeah.
That's tough.
Yeah, man.
It's hard.
I'm figuring
'cause
it
it's
out. I'm
like-
figuring it out.
Yeah, it's because you care and you want
Got
it.
it, dude.
Yeah.
I
gotta
had
get-
no idea at 22.
Yeah.
No idea.
I have
Is that
no
close enough?
idea now, and
Yeah.
I'm 28.
Yeah. And it's not like we just got shit figured out now, but like you're
I
gonna.
have a safety pin holding up the cuff of my pants because I can't buy pants that fit me.
Listen, man, you're gonna be fine. I just want you to be happy.
Yeah. No, I am.
I want you to
I'm definitely
explore
happy.
that side of you a bit more. That's all.
Yeah.
I got some things in the works.
Oh, this is a perfect time for our little surprise.
Oh yeah.
So, okay. Surprise,
Oh,
Mike.
no.
Michael.
What?
Surprise.
I'm not
we
good
went,
at this.
We went
So-
to the bookstore.
I'm not good at this.
Shout out Barnes & Noble. Barnes & Noble had
We
this
don't get
thing-
paid by them.
Yeah,
Come on.
what? Well,
Maybe we will now.
one day. Yeah.
We're advocating a great idea that they
This
have.
is a great idea they have. I came across it. They wrap up these books. Did you see this yet?
No.
So they wrap up books and they put them on this like section of a shelf, and it's gift wrap, and they have a little tag, and they say like science fiction, young adult, romance, all like a title of like a genre,
Yeah.
and then like 3 like specific things like qualities about the book, and it's like it's a surprise.
I like that.
What's the section called again?
I can't remember. You'll see, they're gift wrap books.
It's like a one's like bookshelf. They'll just be like discover or like
yeah.
try and buy or I don't know.
Yeah, something
like
quirky
That.
and
It's a
nice.
great idea.
It's a great idea.
It's a great idea.
But
We
I
just
was in
can't
love with
remember
them.
what it's called.
And I got you a book.
Come on, dude.
That's-
Can't do this.
He
I don't know
likes
what it
you
is.
so
You know I
much.
read like one page
I-
every 5 hours.
It's not about that. It's not about that.
Is that the right one? We also decided to buy each other books, but not
Yeah.
tell each other what we got.
you. Okay.
We
And then
have
this is the one I
no
got you.
idea what it is.
Oh, come on. Can I open it?
Yeah, this
Yeah.
was we're doing.
Oh, we should all open
Which one
it.
did you get me? I got you this one.
So what does yours say, Mike?
Mine says historical fiction if you like feudal Japan history, Edo period. Stories based on legendary stories exploring culture, which is exactly me. It feels like Christmas, dude.
Go
This is
ahead.
awesome.
Go ahead.
Mine's a
Alright.
memoir. It says if you like literary heroines, humor, and inspiring females.
Hey,
There you go.
Spot on.
mine says fantasy. If you like fairy tales and mythology, I do. Mysterious creatures and the struggle between good and evil, 100%,
Ooh.
and historical fiction. I mean,
That's
Yeah,
you,
right?
dude.
yeah. Okay.
Okay, let's
All right,
open
let's
this.
go.
Let's just rip them up. Oh, this is so much fun.
This is
yeah.
so exciting.
Cool.
Trying to peek these microphones.
Oh,
Oh, I heard about this thing.
Did you really?
dude, that looks awesome.
47 Ronin.
47 Ronin.
How to be a heroine.
Oh, and I got The Bear and the Nightingale. Oh, this is exciting,
Yeah,
guys.
Should we just start reading right now?
Yeah, it's just.
I'm gonna.
Okay, great.
What is that? Who's the guy that has the reading podcast? Oh, quiet.
Wait, what?
It's quiet.
The reading what?
LeVar Burton. I'm gonna read like LeVar Burton.
Ooh.
Thank you.
So now
Thank you,
we're
Tori.
gonna read a page every day.
I'm so excited.
Yeah, thank
I'm
you,
really excited to
dude.
read this.
Thank you guys. I appreciate it.
I hope you read it, man. I hope you enjoy
Dude,
it.
I'm in the middle of 4 books.
We'll start
Because I
it
just
if you
started
want.
4,
Yeah.
dude.
That's how it works,
I'm
dude.
so bad.
That's amazing.
is awesome.
Oh, that was so exciting.
Yeah, that was really cool.
I love surprises.
For Mike's homework this week, if he
Mm-hmm.
wants to do it, he could not do it if he doesn't want to. What movie would you like suggest that he should watch? And it could be just anything that you think is inspiring, anything for
Oh man.
for like a specific reason you
Just
want him to
one
watch it.
movie?
If yeah, just give him one because I think I gave him too many and it freaked
No,
me
I
out.
gotta watch 3 now.
Wait,
Yeah.
what ones
fine.
have you
I gotta-
given him? So I'm
I
not
gotta watch 'em.
repeating.
We got Charlie Countryman,
Mm-hmm.
Big Fish,
Mm-hmm.
Punch Drunk Love,
Mm.
and I think that's it right now.
That's it. But he watched Charlie Country.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, Fuck. Can we curse on this?
Yeah.
Okay.
You can
We already
curse.
did.
Curse.
Bleep them out.
Yeah. You can take your time too, and we can
There's
keep rolling.
so many.
And if you feel it, you can just shout it.
Yeah.
Think about it. Think about it.
Yeah, think about it. We'll move on.
you talk
I
amongst
wanna-
yourselves.
Oh, do you need
Well,
like...
you're the guest, so we're gonna.
Yeah.
Oh,
talk to
sorry.
you,
Okay.
But you can.
Wait, can I say more than one?
You can.
You gotta pick one.
I want to limit her
Pick
to one,
You gotta pick one.
but I don't want to like restrict.
All right,
what
how
she-
about-
What are you
about-
looking for in a film?
It doesn't matter. Just like whatever moved you. Let's
Yeah.
say like the a film that moved you the most, or like that even in one aspect.
Yeah.
You know?
I told him about Charlie Countryman because
Yeah.
I was like blown away by the way they work off each other.
Mhm.
And just for that reason.
Something like that, you know? If it's something specific that you can think of. Or how about she says them? How about
You
she
look
says
like you're
look.
in
I'm
pain.
spiraling.
How about she
Yeah.
says them?
All the ones.
multiple? Yeah, all the
But then I'll
ones.
give you
and
just
then
one.
you'd be like, oh, okay.
I'm gonna say
I
a
don't wanna-
bunch,
Okay.
and then
I'll
I'm
pick
gonna
one.
pick one, or you
Okay,
pick one.
okay.
Or
Yeah,
I'm
I'll
gonna
pick one.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, the thing is, I have to ask a few questions first.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Have you seen Victoria?
No.
Have you seen Good Time?
Yes.
Okay. Have you seen Heaven Knows What?
No.
Okay. Okay. Have you seen a lot of like black and white films? Like, have you seen like On the Waterfront?
No. I'm bad. I'm really bad.
There's so many movies that you need to see.
I'm bad.
She's struggling.
Okay, you know what? I'm gonna go simple.
Simple.
And you don't. There's no pressure with this film.
Okay.
I think it's a perfect movie.
Okay.
People can say yes or no. It's not the most artistic. It's not the most like I would want to like go through a list of a Cassavetes or something with you. My favorite film since I was young. Oh, no, there's like 4 more popping in my head. Have you seen The Fifth Element
Oh my God.
with Bruce Willis?
That's your
I
favorite movie?
think
It's one of my favorite movies.
what-
I think it's
what
the
is it
most
about? What is it
perfect
about?
combination of heart,
Rock
comedy, and action.
what is it about?
Wow. I never thought of it like that.
What is
It's
it
so
about?
good. It's set in space.
No, I didn't see it.
You better watch it.
Dude, watch The Fifth Element.
Okay,
The
I'll
Fifth
watch
Element.
that. I'll watch
The
that.
Fifth
Yeah.
Element. It is. It does have a nice balance.
It's one of the movies that I saw that as a kid. I was like, I want to do that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was like, it's everything I love. There's like heart. I get to like shoot some guns. The thing is I wanted to be Bruce Willis growing up.
Oh.
I wanted to like walk on glass and
John
have like
Wayne.
a ripped shirt and be like, fuck, and then like make a funny joke and then be like, and like struggling.
Sorry, that's so funny.
Men take all the good roles, man.
Mm.
So frustrating.
So Fifth Element, sir.
Yeah,
Alright.
watch The Fifth
I'll
Element.
add that to the list.
That's on the list.
Okay.
You got a
I'm
growing
probably
tab.
gonna send you 17
Yeah,
more
yeah.
films,
Yeah.
but that one you should watch first.
Yeah. Okay.
That's
Yeah.
Thank
exciting.
you.
That's a good film.
I'm definitely gonna do.
You've got 3 like really good films to
Yeah,
watch.
I know. I'm gonna do it tomorrow. It's gonna be my day. My movie day.
Yeah.
What are you doing
I have
tomorrow?
off at night.
Okay.
Oh, but I gotta edit. Oh, dude.
Nope.
Not gonna
Not gonna
happen.
do it.
No, I'll do it.
What are you editing?
I'll watch this, dude.
Oh.
What we're doing
No,
right
I'll
now.
watch the movie first, edit, and then
I'll edit.
watch another one.
I'll do it.
Oh yeah, you'll edit. We'll see.
Ooh.
Okay.
I can figure
I'll leave
it
this
out.
here, right?
Yeah.
Shame,
I'll figure
shame.
this out. I'm not an idiot. I can do this. Okay.
That's fine. All right, but I want to ask you: did you guys meet at the Rose Garden or
No.
No.
before?
Oh,
you
this
mentioned
is
school.
fun.
You mentioned school.
Do you remember?
The first time I talked to you because I got in a different car than an Uber. Oh,
What?
do you remember that when we were at Lefty?
Yeah.
It
Oh
was like
my
the first time I ever spoke to you, and I was like, "This is the most embarrassing thing."
That's what it was. I remember the where. I don't remember the what we were saying. But that's what we were saying. Yeah. Oh, that's so funny.
Dude.
We were
Wow.
doing a play. I don't know if that's even the word for it, but we were doing a production of Waiting for Lefty.
Yeah.
And so Tori was in the class that started before my class. So I was the newest class
At
in
the
the
time,
school
yeah.
at the time. Yeah, you got to the church we performed in
I
like
always
this.
get early. I always get there early.
Yeah.
Every production, I always get like an hour early.
That's how I
before I'm
was.
supposed to.
I think I was eating almonds because I was starving myself.
Yeah.
I was like
Eating almonds.
Munching
Yeah.
on almonds?
100. Yeah, like I lost like 30 pounds for it.
Yeah.
And we were like training in like a park.
Yeah.
We were like boxing and like wrestling each other in like a park and running laps.
Just
Dude,
a
it was
bunch of
insane.
men.
Stupid.
Bunch of men.
But I remember like I was there early and then you showed up early and you were telling me a story about that's so funny. I totally forgot about that. About how you got into a car instead
And
of
it
an
was
Uber.
not an Uber. It was like a little German man's car, and he was
Yeah.
waiting for his daughter. And I was like,
Oh my
"Hey, we're heading to Williamsburg," and he was like, "What?" And I was like, "Victoria, going to Williamsburg?" He's like, "What?" And I was like, "Is this an Uber?" He's like, "Uber?" And I was like, "Oh my god!" And I turned around, and my Uber driver is laughing in the car behind us, and this little German man with like his little glasses is like, I'm waiting for my daughter. And I was like, oh my. I get my Uber. My Uber was like, oh man, that was fucking hilarious. I was like, dude, can we just go? Can we just drive? It was like the most like, it was literally the most privileged, like oblivious millennial thing I've ever done. That was like you with the hand, with the wash, the sink. That was my sink. I was like, this isn't automatic? What's happening? How does this work?
Wait, what's the sink?
I went to the bathroom before and I was like,
We're at a diner.
I was at a diner. I was like, I went to put my hands in the sink because it's usually automatic, and it wasn't going. I was like, oh, it's a turn, right? It has the knob. So I wash my hands, rinse them. I go to the to the air dryer, dry them off, and I'm like, what is that noise? And it's still running. The water's still running. I'm like, why is it not turning off? You know what I mean? And
Twice in 5 seconds, forgot it wasn't an automatic.
Because it's so like usually that's just it turns.
It's
on.
confusing though because the soap thing's automatic, but then the
maybe that's what it was.
That's messed up.
I forgot.
That's like the trick, dude.
But it's a millennial kind of thing.
Yeah, I just got in the car, just literally as a single woman in the city, just stepped into a random vehicle and was like, drive.
Take me to Williamsburg.
Luckily, it was like a really nice little German father who was like, what's happening, daughter? And I was like, I'm so sorry, sir. I'm so sorry. I like sat down on my phone. I was like, such an asshole. We're going to Williamsburg, you idiot. Like, so terrible.
Oh,
no, but I remember you telling me that story and I was like,
Who is
yeah. I was like, this is great. But you were so kind. You know what I mean? Like that environment was like a weird place. I don't know. We were all like super tense.
We were super hyped up.
The play is about like
the first time this play was ever done, which is what we super got into. It was done by the people that our school and our training's based off of. And the first night that it ran, the crowd and the audience went on strike and like rioted and like walked out of the theater with the cast because it's all about taxi drivers in the union and going on strike
back in the day.
Yeah, and the whole audience like got into it and walked out of the theater with the cast into the streets like yelling like strike.
The whole audience.
And then we were like, let's live up to that.
Wait.
Yeah. So that was our model of like what we were after.
Yeah.
And so we were like preparing. You know what I mean? And it became like a really
intense
thing.
Yeah.
So it was weird to like have this like pleasant blonde girl telling me about like, you know what I mean, like some giant smile and like just telling me I should get into a taxi and I'm like, I'm ready to kill somebody, like and then I'm fucking cracking up, you know. I don't know, it was just nuts. It was hard to forget, you know.
That's the nicest description I've ever heard. A pleasant blonde girl.
No, not.
I'm gonna put that on my resume.
That's not what I mean.
No, I like that though. That's really nice. Most people are like, you're intimidating.
No, not at all. That was the thing I remember. It was like you were like. It was so dark and cold in this fucking theater.
So cold and so dark and mad haunted.
Yeah, super haunted.
Super haunted.
And then like she just strolls in.
But the pastor was really nice. One time the pastor in the middle of like a run or like a rehearsal walked out dressed as a Jedi.
As a Jedi.
And
really?
pastor. He looked like Qui-Gon Jinn. He looked like it. He walked out and he had like the robes and like a lightsaber because Star Wars had just come out because it was around Christmas.
Yeah.
And I turned around and I was like, is this real life? Like
we were preparing. Listen, we were preparing in the church, like in it.
Yeah.
So like we're performing upstairs and there's like a little stage and stuff. Preparing in a church with no heat. That it was the middle of December, dude. It was insane. So cold. It was insane. That whole
because we wanted it to feel like you were sitting in a union meeting.
Yeah, it really felt.
It really felt like it. It got
crazy,
real, dude. It was.
That was your first thing, like they were doing.
First thing in school,
First thing in school.
That's insane.
Yeah, that's where we met.
Because I was like, I'm awkward. Can I talk to you?
Yeah, that was it. Well, what year was that? 2015?
2014, 15, I think.
Can't remember.
It has to be five years ago now that happened, or so. I think
5 years.
Or 4 years ago. Because Carlotta introduced me to someone the other day. She's like, I've known her for 4 years, and I was like,
whoa.
Yeah.
So 4 years ago. Let's say 2015.
Dude, I'm so jealous. That's one thing I was thinking about today. I'm so jealous of like actors' experiences.
Are you really?
I wish I could like, because you're in the role. You know what I mean? I'm watching it behind,
right?
You know, and watching it play out, which is also something I love.
Yeah.
But like sometimes I'm like, man, I wish I could be in that.
Wow.
You know what I mean? A lot of the time.
Have you ever tried acting?
Not really. I mean, for like student projects and stuff, like a little bit.
Yeah.
I remember I did a directing of acting classes,
Uh-huh.
and so it was mainly like about directing. But the guy was like, "You guys got to try it
I
too."
remember you telling me this.
Yeah, and
I like when they
it
make
was
directors
wild,
act
man.
and they make actors direct. It's good to
Yeah.
see what's going on the
Yeah.
other side.
And it's so funny. My role was like this mob role. Like I was like a mob
what was
boss.
the part?
I forgot the film, dude. But like I was like
You
a
told me, and I
mob.
was like, you can't do.
I was a yeah. I remember I was telling you.
Because
I was like a mob
it's
boss.
circumstance.
Yeah. I
sorry.
was a mob boss, right?
Why was the circumstance?
And it's
You'll
like
see,
it's
you'll see.
super intense, super intense. I'm like a boss, and I'm like pissed. Like the underling, like my other partner was. We had a partner that we acted with, which is also like one of the director kids.
Yeah.
And so he was like an underling that was like supposed to do a job, but like he failed. And I'm sitting there like, you know, like waiting for him, and like he thinks I don't know, and he's like break it to me, but I already know. And I was sitting there, and I had to do I tried to do an accent too, and like I went in, I was like, I'm gonna go all in, dude. I went full in. But dude, my partner, like, this is no negative way, but it was like, you think of mob film, it was like this most skinniest, just like gay kid, and like I just couldn't do it. Cause like, and like his voice was super high.
Because he had like a
It was like
flamboyant.
very flamboyant.
Yeah.
So it was like it just didn't match, you know.
Right,
and it
right,
felt
right.
weird for me going like super hard into it.
Right.
And then like I don't know, it was just like interesting.
Working off of that
Yeah.
was different for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was a bad experience for you.
It wasn't bad.
No.
It was fun. It was
Yeah,
funny,
good time.
you know. Because then I kind of like changed it to be a more like weird and just like kind of funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
In a
is
way.
what it is. It's the
Yeah.
truth of the moment.
Like,
I would love to
to
see
adapt.
a mob movie about a gay
Oh, how good
Yeah.
would that be?
or like
Yeah.
trans.
How good would that be?
And also
Yeah.
the other kid didn't really want to do it
He wasn't.
and
into-
didn't put any
Well,
like
I mean,
work
if
into it.
if
So
you're
I'm
not-
like,
yeah.
That's
know.
also hard. When someone doesn't
Yeah.
meet you halfway, it's like, why am I
yeah.
even
And on top of
here?
that, I'm like, come on, like this is like the worst situation.
I want to
Yeah.
talk about horror stories, but I don't want to out people. You know what I'm saying? So we don't even have
Yeah, I
to.
feel you.
How about the best times you've had?
The
Yeah.
best times?
Yeah,
Well,
like-
I
Yeah.
fucking peaked.
You peaked. You did it.
I
You saw
shared
Sam
eyeballs with Sam Rockwell and
Done.
was like, like sunrise just naturally happening inside
Yeah.
this house in
Yeah.
Staten Island. I was just
Yeah.
like, this is
I can't. Oh man.
the highlight of my life. I can literally
Sam.
say now Sam Rockwell was my acting partner.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's insane. Sorry. I
Sam
feel like
Rockwell.
such an asshole
No,
for being
sure.
like,
no.
No.
but dude,
You
it
gotta
like blew my
embrace
Shout
that.
out Sam
Embrace
Rockwell.
that.
Yeah, I love you. I think you're so honest, and I think you do comedy and drama so well because you take everything as a reality. One of my favorite movies of yours, which is probably people are like, why this, is Galaxy Quest, because there's this one scene where they're literally giving the exposition of the film. And like the lead characters are there and he's just playing a sidekick, but his behavior is so interesting that they're just cutting to him while the narration is going on and just watching him try and eat noodles and like choke on them.
Yeah.
And he's just like so like his like energy is so like fervent and like
You know, I loved him in. Did you see the way back?
mm-hmm.
I really loved him
Yeah.
in that.
Yeah.
It was really simple,
Mm-hmm.
but like, it was so.
And so it's just like here. It's like
Yeah,
right here. Yeah.
yeah.
And I love listening to like him talk about
I want you to
coming
watch
up
that
and
too.
like doing Meisner technique and like showing up in like costume and like his acting
Oh,
teacher
he's
would be like,
Meisner trained,
dude,
that's
like,
right.
yeah, that's the other thing. Yeah.
teacher
Oh,
Esper, right?
I don't think so. I think it's a different. It's
yeah,
it's a.
Oh, what's his?
This is what I mean. I'm so bad at like industry names.
We'll figure it out. We'll put maybe a little thing in the description.
Yeah, I can put
Do a fact check, like
Yeah.
armchair
I
expert.
always know his name. I forgot. I just forgot. Damn.
I ran out of coffee, but
You're
I'm
out?
still holding it. I went to
Yeah.
drink
Just keep
coffee and
sipping.
realized there's
Go
nothing in
on.
there.
Quick sip.
I was like, oh, there's...
Yeah.
I drank it all.
Mikey, we're at. I'm gonna give you a time. 58 minutes.
Yeah, I know,
So this is the
so-
sweet spot.
This is the sweet spot.
We
This
fit
is
the
do
sweet
we
spot.
go or do
Can
we
I
not
read you a
go?
poem?
We always go.
Yeah, let's.
Yes.
I got a poem. Yeah.
Yeah.
She brought poems.
Okay, I brought
For
this
sure.
because Dave and I always like send each other like quotes or like thoughts, and I
Yeah, you gave me the one book.
yeah, I don't know what book it is. I just agreed.
That-
I love being a part of things. It's ridiculous. I bought this for myself because I've been reading her pieces for a long time, but I've never read like a collection or like one of her like fully published books. This is Mary Oliver.
Yeah.
I read this poem. It's literally on page 10, so it's right at the beginning, and I was like, Dave would love this.
Oh wow.
So I thought I would read it. if
Yeah,
that's
for sure,
okay.
man.
Shout out to Strand Bookstore. You are my heaven.
Oh, shout out to the Strand.
Okay. This is called When Death Comes. When death comes, like the hungry bear in autumn, when death comes and takes all the bright coins from his purse to buy me and snaps the purse shut. When death comes like the measles pox, when death comes like an iceberg between the shoulder blades, I want to step through the door full of curiosity, wondering, was it going to be like that cottage of darkness? And therefore I look upon everything as a brotherhood and a sisterhood, and I look upon time as no more than an idea, and I consider eternity as another possibility. And I think of each life as a flower, as common as a field daisy and as singular, and each name a comfortable music in the mouth, tending as all music does towards silence, and each body a line of courage and something precious to the earth. When it's over, I want to say, all my life I was a bride married to amazement. I was the bridegroom taking the world into my arms. When it's over, I don't want to wonder if I made of my life something particular and real. I don't want to find myself sighing and frightened or full of argument. I don't want to end up simply having visited this world.
Yeah. Yeah, that's you, dude. We were just talking about that.
Yeah, right?
That's cool. Man.
She's so good.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
She also writes about animals. I have to send you her poems on her
Please.
dogs.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
dude.
Yeah. There's something so beautiful about that.
Yeah.
I don't want to just have visited the world.
Yeah. Yeah.
That thing about like the days, like there's such a community and also uniqueness in being yourself, but being a part of something. Like everyone's kind of doing their own thing and everyone's a part and a whole, but there are these like singular identities that sit in this whole. So you're a field of daisies, which is like the identity of like this whole kind of thing that we're in, but there's such a singularness, even though you all might look the same or feel the same or be dealing with the same.
I love too how it's like juxtaposed with death too,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
because it's just like the positive and negative.
Yeah, it's like it's such a reminder to me, you know?
Mhm.
I think to like what do you get out of this thing, this one go? You know what I mean? When death comes, you know, to think about it that way, like at the end of this thing, like what will you have experienced? Like what do you want? What are you excited about? Like what do you love? The way she describes people,
Yeah.
you know, that
Yeah.
really fucking hit me. Man, it's so easy to forget. We were talking about this today. It's so easy to forget that, like, because the way life is set up for us now is like, it's not much about gratitude and like stopping and smelling the roses. It's about moving forward. You know, what's next? What's next?
Mhm.
What's next? And you can get lost in that.
Yeah.
You could spend years, 20, 30 years blinking and it's over. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
You also get into like a habit of not enjoying the wins and like always be
Oh,
constantly like
yeah.
next.
Yeah.
That's what I'm feeling right now with myself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
You
know.
know?
I know.
Like sometimes I look at like the years go by so fast.
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what happened, man?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
what? That's why like I've been trying to, once it gets warmer, I want to just go on like hikes and stuff. I
Yeah,
think that's
man.
important, dude.
Mhm.
Just go out,
Mhm.
do
Mhm.
something, you know. Like when I'm at work too, when I'm working on, like, cause I work all day, like I don't do anything except for just work. And sometimes when I'm at the cafe job, I just like go outside and just like, I don't know, just walk like a little bit, you know.
Yeah.
Just like a minute. I'm like, I'll be right back.
Yeah.
I'm going downstairs, but really I'm just like walk
Walking
out.
outside.
Yeah.
Need some air, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're little plants.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was a beautiful poem. Thank
Yeah,
you
that
for
was
sharing
awesome.
that.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
of course.
That makes me stop and smell the roses, really.
Yeah.
Oh God, I have so much gratitude right now. I really do.
That's the coffee kicking in.
No. I really feel such gratitude. That's like this. The scary thing is to stop and like be vulnerable and like allow yourself to like
Oh yeah.
really be there
Mm-hmm.
and to be present and you know, see what life's offering you. And like,
Mm.
I'm grateful that like we get this right now. This is really cool, you know, that we can stop and have a conversation. But like specifically for the relationships that we have, I'm very grateful for our two, you know, both of our relationships.
Yeah.
With each individual relationship that I have with you guys. I'm a you know, blown away by people.
Yeah.
You know, when you come across a person you can actually connect with and like share your life with a bit.
Dude, you know what I just realized? You're like our modern day Studs Terkel.
Really?
Yeah.
Who Studs Terkel?
Studs Terkel is it's someone that we were introduced to in school, but he was a journalist and he did a radio station, but he's also published and he has books on books, and his whole life's concept was there's no uninteresting person. And he would like meet someone in transit who's just like a single mom. And a lot of these would start with like, well, I don't know, I'm just like a boring person. I don't know. And the more he would get them to loosen up and just start talking, the more of this like this individual Daisy, this singularness would come out. And this person who just thought, well, I'm just like a mom and I just like stay at home and like, I don't know. Or like, I'm just like a mill worker, like, I don't know. And then he would like interview celebrities too. And they'd be like, I'm simple. Like people think it's that, you know, it's just, he just always was like, I want to know you. I want to meet you. I want to hear about you. I love people. And I love, if you, we'll have to, more books. I'm so sorry. You have so much homework.
Books.
Yeah.
You have to read a Studs Terkel book. It's fascinating.
That's a good thing to look at, because that'll show you how to.
That sounds like you.
Get
too,
specific,
right?
Yeah, completely.
That's a really huge compliment. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, thanks. But no, I think it really is about like the people you come across at the end. For me, that's always what it's been. Yeah. And like exploring, like when we found this thing, for me, what opened me up was like, I get outside of here and I go here. Right? It's not about this anymore.
Yeah.
And that's where the special things happen for me.
Yeah.
I like that, because this is a big compliment, but like I think you bring out like the best in another person that you like interact with. You know what I mean? Because like that's like you're saying, like once you start talking to someone, you get full attention. You know, and I think you kind of go in and kind of grab out the best parts.
Wow, man.
You know what I mean?
You also see people's
You bring them out.
potential too, and there's something so nice. You could be down in the dumps in the house and say, I see you and I see what you're dealing with, and I'll listen to that, but I also see that well that sits underneath that of like glory in you.
Right.
And you like see it, and it's so nice.
Wow, thank you guys.
Yeah. Breaking news, man. Dave Leon's getting complimented.
Yeah,
He's taking
Jesus.
it. Now you know what it feels like to talk to
I know.
you.
I like taking it, but thank you.
Yeah.
I'm trying my best to learn to take
so hard.
compliments.
Yeah, dude. Yo, every time, like literally, when you work at the cafe, he's just like a celebrity, dude.
No,
when you walk in, dude,
man.
everyone's like, "It's Dave."
Dude, that's so funny. 'Cause you were just talking about your dad being like that.
Wow.
Yeah,
Everyone
at the gym
knows
this
you.
morning, my dad.
Everyone knows you.
My dad walked in the gym. I went with him this morning, and he's like, "Hey, you're late, Frankie. What's up, Jim?" Like everyone knows him, and they're coming around to see him. So it was so funny to see him in his like little world, you know.
Yeah.
See him like interacting with his people,
Man.
you know, holding the court at like the like pre-court machine. You know, it's so funny, but it was so cool. This little universe that he's got over there. But that's crazy. Thank you guys for the compliment.
Yeah, man.
I appreciate it.
For sure.
It means a lot.
The truth is the
For
truth.
sure, man.
Yeah.
It's a fact.
It's a fact.
Yeah, man. I love hearing that you go outside.
Yeah,
Like
dude.
take little walks, man.
Gotta do something.
You know what I did that was really cool that I don't do enough, and I think that's cool that you just said. It reminds me of this. Like I was driving home, and I was having like a hard day. Just one of those days. I think I was frustrated with like things I needed to do and not having a thing to look forward to, and so I was like, fuck. I'm just really down on myself. And I drove, like I was pulling into the driveway, and I'm like, it's a nice day. Nice spring breeze was out. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Yeah.
what I would give for a spring breeze.
Oh, and I drove to like a parking lot, and I like just looked up at the stars
Yeah, dude.
for probably like 30 minutes, and it was the best experience. I was able to just be by myself, but like really meditate and think about the things I care about while looking at something that I think is beautiful. You know, the stars to me are beautiful, and it was just cool to like really explore myself, cry, fucking laugh. Like we do fantasies in our work, but like to do it outside of work was really cool.
Yeah.
And it was just fun.
Yeah.
You know?
Yo, one day I'm gonna call you when you're not doing anything, I'm not doing anything, and we're gonna go to this one spot.
Yeah.
Right now.
Yeah.
I honestly like especially during the summer, like this was back then when I had more time. I would just go take trips alone, like around Greenwood Lake. Like,
yeah.
dude, I would go just to the other side, go around it, you know, with some windows open, go to like random spots you can stop at.
You're an
Just
artist,
sit there,
man.
dude.
You've always been. I fucking know.
That's so nice.
Yeah.
I just find weird places. Like
Yeah.
I if you look at like my map, like you know Google Maps,
Yeah.
how you can like save places. Dude,
Yeah.
it's just
It's
everywhere,
all
bro.
over the
I look
place, yeah.
Really?
everywhere.
That's so nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you have a place that you go like that makes you
Yeah.
kind of explore? Is there a place
I
you run
used
away?
to. I like one of my favorite spots is the Brooklyn Promenade.
Oh,
And it's right in
okay.
Brooklyn Heights, and you see all the city skyline, and you can see Lady Liberty, who like I love her. And when my sophomore year of college, my dorms were in Brooklyn Heights, so I would go and I would sit there and I would do all my homework and just like sit, and it was just so quiet and it's so old down there. Like it's like some of the oldest like buildings in like Brooklyn. That was like a good spot, but now I kind of live farther away. But my new apartment that I live in, I love my apartment. In the springtime when we first moved, our block is so quiet, and I have a stoop. I haven't had a stoop in a while.
Oh yeah.
And I would make breakfast, and I would go and sit on my stoop, and then I would finish breakfast, and I would set a timer on my phone, so I wouldn't be like stressed about getting to my to-do list. And I would have a book. I would just sit on my stoop in the sun and read to a timer, knowing that I could let go and not get like lost. You know what I mean? That I wouldn't like get behind.
Yeah.
And it was just so nice.
That sounds amazing.
I'm like really looking forward to springtime just so I can sit on my
man.
stoop again.
Make this winter end, dude. I'm done.
Yeah.
Be able to be outside again. Like, oh god, I can't wait,
bro.
Can't wait. I think I have that thing like when it's too dark, when the
Yeah,
the
it's like
seasons
it's
change.
a real thing.
Yeah.
It gets
Yeah.
dark at like 4 o'clock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't do it.
Yeah.
I have that lamp, that sun lamp thing.
Oh,
I don't
yeah?
know what it's called.
Do
I
you
have-
use it?
Yeah,
Do you feel a difference?
I do.
Do you watch Broad City at all?
No. Oh no.
You have to watch this
Oh,
episode
no.
about seasonal depression where she's like, got her, and she's like, oh my god, like trying to get more sunlight. She's like, I can't, I'm so sad. Give me the light. Give me the light. And it's like pressing her face into it.
Yeah.
Sorry, I just like envisioned that. You
I
need
think
to watch
it's-
that episode.
Yeah, I watch it.
Yeah.
I'll definitely watch it. Broad City. I'll check it out. That's funny as hell, actually.
Dude, it's so
Because I
good.
feel weird with it.
Yeah.
When I turn it on, I'm like, this is silly. But like,
But it's a real thing. Like there are certain tanning beds that are supposed to be therapeutic.
Yeah.
And you just go in for like 5 minutes.
it's like vitamin.
But it's like the specific light is like the healthier part of the sun because we're like
There's D.
advanced.
D.
Vitamin D. And then a lot of the tanning booth products are from like Sweden and like
Right.
places where it's like dark for a whole day.
Yes, yeah.
And they use them there. And people use them for like PTSD or like eczema or seasonal depression disorder. And you just sit there for 5 minutes and you're like,
I'm
your
telling you.
little lamp.
Tell them about it.
Yeah.
You feel a little bit better. Even if it's just in my mind, I feel better.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Placebo effect or something.
I think it's important to say, like, it's okay that you don't feel good sometimes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You need
Yeah.
the balance,
I
man.
feel like a lot of the time, like, I hide that
Yeah.
from, like,
Yeah, I've never seen you
yeah.
down.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
And I'll do it for other people because I want to make sure everyone's comfortable and like
Yeah,
happy.
because you don't want to be like a bummer. You
For
don't
sure.
want to like.
For sure. It's hard for me
Yeah.
to in like our work, I love being able to tap into like if I'm going through a shitty time or something to explore
Yeah.
that. That's fun to me. But like it's
Yeah.
very uncomfortable for me to be like at work and like
Yeah.
just having a rough fucking
It's so
day.
hard, especially when you work in the service industry. That's like one of the harder things is like you don't have time. I mean, I guess any job you can't really bring your stuff in, but there's
Yeah.
something about working in the service industry where you are literally like at the service of other human beings and you're supposed to be giving them this like emotional like experience. It can be so draining.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's so like there are certain moments where I'm like I like emotionally prepare sometimes before I go to work. So I'm like I gotta shake this off. I'm
Yeah.
like, hey, what's up? Like, how are
Tap
you?
into
Yeah,
it. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
Do you have any acting questions? Any questions for Tori specifically?
I did, but
I have a question. Did you think I was crazy when I brought the Rose Garden script to you? Were you like, this kid's first of all crazy? Because I was
No.
just like, I have this thing. I'm like,
Dude,
oh my
I
God.
can't. I like. It's so. We had a conversation about this the other day because you got self-conscious about something, and I was like, "This is the first time I've ever heard myself from
Oh,
the
yes.
outside."
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Because when he brought me the script, he was like, "Hey, I got this like script if you want to read it," and in my mind, I literally was like, "Oh my God, this is so." Amazing. Like no one ever thinks about me for this is like okay, I'm gonna read it and I'm gonna have all these notes, I'm gonna do this thing, and I was like, yeah, cool, like I'll read it.
That's what we're doing.
But that's what it is, because I was just like, this is so like I feel so honored and like so excited, and I like have been wanting to work with you, and this is so cool, but also like don't want to be like too much, you know, and like be overly excited.
Hey, co-script. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I mean, the first time we ever spoke, I was like, I just got into a random car. Like, I know I can be overwhelming at times.
I felt like so crazy because I was like, I gotta tell this story. I gotta tell this story.
Yeah.
And like when I wrote it, I was like, I thought of Tori right away. Tori was the first person
Yeah.
and only person I really thought of. And so when I was like approaching, I was like, she's gonna hate it. She's gonna hate it, and we're never gonna do this.
Yeah.
You know, I'll just never be anything, and I'll never.
Whereas
do
I
anything.
was like, don't cry in front of him when you're talking about this.
Yeah.
Because you have the skin of a grape, and we'll just be like, so, I'm really connected to the storyline. Like just like painful smile.
But now it's cool as like. That's so. Now it's cool as like we could like it's an open book now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I feel like I could. There's no more like cool shit.
Yeah.
You know, there's no more like mask. It's
You
like,
watched me panic over buying a new journal today because I
Yeah.
was like, this one has lines. I don't do lines.
Like they're just so.
Like,
I don't know if I could do the
I
no
don't know if I
line,
can
the
do.
no
You
rule.
know what? I'm gonna take a risk. Like walking through Barnes
I'm
and
gonna
Noble,
change my
like
ways.
I'm gonna switch it up
She's like talking herself up, like on the way to the
in
line.
public.
Like,
And
I'm
like
gonna
a
do it. I'm gonna do it.
quiet family
Yeah,
bookstore, just
yeah.
like
Yeah.
I can do this. I can do this. It's got lines. I can cross lines. Like
Yeah.
There's no more mask anymore.
The thing I think that like was so cool the experience with you was when we worked on the Rose Garden, like
Yeah.
on the day of. That we didn't get like the most rehearsal time.
We
Like,
also
we
had
didn't-
like 2 hours of sleep.
Yeah, she had no sleep and like it was just fucking. It was like everything.
That's that grind thing. I was like, I
Yeah.
cannot sleep for 3 days and perform. It'll be
Yeah,
fine.
yeah, but it was, I think, a huge turn for me was like allowing the work to let go, like, and just focusing on you and the scene and knowing my doing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There was like a moment where I was like, okay, this is what I want to do.
Yeah.
It was just different.
Was the first scene that we shot was the door,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And I remember feeling so nervous about that, of like the hardest
The knock on
thing
the
you
door.
ever have to do in acting
Yeah.
is like experience something for the first time for real
Yeah.
in like 9 or 10 takes.
Yeah.
And it was just like there was like this moment, it was like, okay, this is the first scene that we're shooting, and like playing around, and we just started doing, and it was just like such a relief to be working with someone that works like me and that I trust. And so I like could just, I remember there was one take, I just thought of this now, where we're like, okay, I was like, I'm gonna come in with like a different doing. And I did this thing where it was like in my head, the idea popped in of like, we're little kids and we've been playing this game where we're playing hide and seek, but he kind of like never came to find me. And I've been like, and now I've like walked home by myself. And then he came and knocked on my door.
So did you hear that?
Yeah.
That's fucking
Yeah.
acting. That's like
Yeah.
preparation
No,
for
for
a
sure.
scene.
And I looked at him and I was like,
That's a way of doing.
Mm-hmm.
all of a sudden, like all of my like how dare you, like washed off, and I felt like instantly like embarrassed that like I had felt angry because I was looking at you and I was like, oh, I think he just like got lost, or like there was like something that happened where I was like, oh my God, it was just one of those, it was just amazing. It was such a great start. It was like the first scene that we shot, and I was like, after that, because I get so scared that my imagination will like turn off one day or
Yeah.
something, and like having that like connection, being able to like just go, and then like these ideas just start flowing in, and then we're like in the kitchen, I'm like just working off of him, and like it makes it so much easier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That like sets the rest of everything.
Yeah.
Oh, right?
Yeah.
That's
Perfect.
like that was the bar.
Yeah.
Because I never like that. I didn't know what it was to be on a set doing a film, acting in something that like you can really just do what we talk about doing.
Yeah. Yeah.
What we really did was just work off of each other
Yeah.
with our behavior.
I think it was like, no, I don't know. Well, there's like kind of like this element to like, will we get to do what we do,
Mhm.
or like that get compromised from like the process of filming?
This is a big fear we had.
Yeah, because there are moments where someone's like, dude, lighting's ready to go, you gotta go. And like I've had moments where I've thought like, oh, sometimes it takes me too long to emotionally prepare.
Yeah.
Or like sometimes I'm just like not feeling it. How do I not get in my head and just like do and like refocus? Or like sometimes I'm like talking to a camera instead of a person, and I'm telling this camera that I'm scared and I love them, and I'm like having to pretend like it's this person, and like almost like trying to like trick my brain into like seeing this person, and like my only partner is the given circumstances rather than like the actual print. Like it's really crazy, but I don't know, that was like a moment where I was like, ooh, we can do this, and now we can go. Because I feel like there was like so much hype about us doing this movie, and we like shot so much B-roll for so long, and I was like,
that was something that was
now we're
unexpected.
here. Yeah.
There was a lot of like talk about it, and then it's like, oh, you have to do it.
Yeah, then everyone was like, so Rose Garden? And we were like,
Well,
yeah,
you're
it's happening.
That was scary.
Yeah.
That was really scary.
Yeah.
But again, like you get lost. I just felt like completely like in the circumstance when we were there. When we were in the house, it was like your house.
Dude, that house is wild.
As soon as I went to the door, I was like, that's your door. Like, I felt like I was there, really. And it was cool that the work that I was able to do before and you were able to do before we got there, it's nuts. Like, they tell us, like, do the work, let it go.
Yeah.
Which is kind of insane.
How do you
go like, this is gold, I've been working on this for 7 years, and
I wanted
day
to talk
about it.
How, because I think it's cool to see, like, because obviously there's different, types of acting, and you guys are definitely more on like the more emotional, like invested, like you said, of preparation, everything,
searching for meaning,
which I think it's cool, because I think it's important for, I guess you don't see it on the other side of like the technical, like either planning, like the schedule. So like for that scene, the first scene, was that like planned to be, that's the first thing you're gonna shoot, or was it just like you guys are gonna, I'm just gonna go through everything?
Tried to shoot it in order.
Yeah, Carl tried to shoot it sequentially.
So I think
which
he probably,
is really nice.
I think he probably had like, I want to ask like if you guys prefer doing it, because a lot of films, like,
you don't.
It's not. You know, it's very out of order.
Of course, different we would prefer, because then it's like theater. You know where you are.
I think you guys excel most.
Yeah.
Especially with the way you guys act, is when it's shot in order. Because you're
sure.
feeling everything.
Because you're right there. You don't have to like forget that this happened, and like that's hard. Like like events and emotions are like a fingerprint on you. You know what I mean? Like that's really hard to wash off sometimes, and that's like our job. And so we have to spend time like moving around these things, remembering where we are, what do we know, what do we not know, what are the circumstances. Okay, go. So shooting in like real time is like doing theater, which is like the best thing you could give an actor is a good play, and just say go live, and then like we just get to do that nonstop.
And there's like a break in between, then you like prepare, and then it's, but the next thing,
you know where you are, you're like, you're right there. Yeah, it's so nice. Yeah,
that was I never even
thought about that. But that's definitely not how it works usually.
It's cool though, because when I was planning my film and the web series and stuff I was doing, it's like I planned what we were shooting for, like how like the emotions moved for what scenes like we were going to shoot that day. I tried to match everything up, so everything has the same mood or tone, and like you can get super technical with it, because like probably for that film I'd be like, we're going to do that first, especially from learning about what the actors and how they act and how they take in certain scenes and stuff after talking to the actors. Like I would agree, like it's cool like that the producer director has that kind of hand in it, to help you guys
for sure.
I like
Carl
that relationship.
Was really helpful with that. It felt like theater a bit. There's little breaks, but
that's
like,
hard to do.
It felt like theater.
It was usually cool. Films very like scene starts, scene ends, we're moving on.
That's the like endurance of shooting film or TV is like hard.
That I mean, we had an 18-hour
waiting,
day too.
The best feeling though is like when like being in that and you're doing a take over and over, and it's like obviously it's out of order, and then you get that feeling, dude.
That's the thing too, was like usually like for me it's like my first 2 takes are like I feel like very good, and then it kind of like I gotta fucking pull something else, I gotta find this new thing, and then like,
it's really hard to do something for the first time over and over again, like you've never experienced it before.
But with that, it was like, I say effortless a lot when I talk about it. I just had a quality for me that was like, I could do this shit for
That's your
24
story,
hours. You
That's
know
your
what
story.
I mean?
Yeah.
But it was it wasn't like I felt like I had to craft something in the moment that was like because I wasn't connecting, or I was like in my head. It was very easy.
You know what you wanted.
Go.
You all had the same. You're on the same page.
It was just a cool experience.
Yeah, for sure.
If I never get it, I never get it again. But like that was a cool experience, I don't even know what else to say about it because I'm just
running,
we watched the trailer the other day last week.
Yeah.
And I was like fucking emotional watching the trailer. I was like,
Oh my
Dude,
God.
you've cried every podcast.
that's not true.
It's true, dude.
That's not true.
It's very true.
I have
You
not.
teared up every podcast.
I have not.
You have, dude.
We gotta get a running like tally of
Every time
People are gonna
numbers
start
come
making
up.
it a drinking game. Dave's
Yeah,
crying.
he's crying again. No, but for real, that was it's nuts how like you do the work, and then like you revisit the thing, and it's like, oh, that's still kind
It
of
still holds.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I
But
don't know.
yeah, because it's weird. Because like you move away from that, you know.
Yeah,
like,
you
you
literally
do
move
this
away.
thing and you move away. But I always have like this kind of weird fascination with like what age and what actors look like real time versus the projects that I'm watching.
Yeah.
Because sometimes I'll like forget because I'll get so stuck in like Bill Murray is like this age
Yeah.
in my mind, and then I'll see a picture. I'm like, oh.
Wait a second.
But it's like you get that moment is like trapped in time. So when it was so surreal being able to like rewatch it or like watch the trailer or something if something pops up.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, oh, I'm so far away from this thing now, but
Yeah.
I'm still like right back there. Like it's
So
a memory
weird.
of mine or
Yeah,
something.
yeah.
Yeah.
Very
Yeah.
weird. Very, very weird to go back and like look at it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it just surprised me. Like
Mhm.
watching it, I was like,
Yeah.
this is
Still
hurting.
right
This is
there.
hurting. Because I haven't seen it in a long time.
Yeah.
It was weird. Yeah. We're gonna get into the philosophical part of this. This is Mikey's.
Yeah, now we got to stray.
This is Mikey's favorite part of
That's
the
not
podcast.
my favorite, dude.
This is where
I
Tori's
hate-
gonna fucking thrive.
Oh, really?
Because we talk a
here we
lot
go.
about shit like this. Do you feel that? I'm trying to see exactly what questions. I have a few. I want to see which one I want to go after first. Okay. Do you feel that like we as people, like human beings, are supposed to exist like in a relationship forever? Do you think that relationships are meant to be forever? And you posed this question to me before,
Yeah.
so I wanted to ask.
Yeah.
Or is it like our relationships are beautiful, meaningful, fulfilling because they're fleeting, just like life?
I think that first off, we put a lot of pressure on relationships to last forever.
Right.
I think we think like we're like making a friendship, we're like best friends. Or
Yeah.
in this relationship, like we think about these people in this way. Like even when you're just, I'm sure, like seeing someone that you're like attracted to, there's an element where you already think about what it's like to be with them. The romantic side of me
Yeah.
loves the concept of relationships lasting forever.
Love forever.
Like that there is like this element of like being in practice, but you can have a practice forever. Like you can be growing and ebbing and flowing in this thing that's
Yeah.
moving constantly, but it's like here. The cynical side of me thinks that it's a rare occurrence.
Right.
Because I don't know, life is crazy, and the expectation that two people will be able to stay in a constant like just like being able to stay in time with each other.
Right.
You know, like there's moments where I'm like, I have to schedule to see this friend.
Yeah.
And it doesn't, and there's not a lack of care or want to like spend forever with that person. But there's an element where I'm like, you grow and life happens, and like you find, it's like finding a new book that you like. Like it doesn't mean you stop liking that other book, but there's like, I don't know, it's so hard. I think we hope as a society, and we put so much investment and interest, especially like with like concept of like marriage or like Valentine's Day or anniversaries. Like there's this like celebration, or like this like goal to reach, to be like make it last forever.
Yeah.
But it's so hard. Like life gets in the way.
For sure. How do you feel about that?
I'm not good at these, dude.
You are good at this.
I think
Stop.
I mean, I agree for the most part.
Yeah.
For me, I think definitely the closest relationships to me are ones that especially the ones that are like in front of me. So let's say, you know, you meet
Physically.
someone you're interested
Yeah.
in, like I normally put myself like 100% in like those
in.
important things that I think are important.
Yeah.
Sometimes they're not.
Yeah.
But there's also, I feel like relationships that there's people that I've experienced like a long time ago. Like, let's say in high school, my best friend or something, or just people that, you know, I could always like talk to.
Yeah.
And it's not really about serious things.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, like going in about like life and stuff, but it's more just like catching up and being like they're always there and we're always cool to talk. I think those relationships are important too. The ones that are less like less present in your life, but still like there in
But
the
you
background.
can still touch in.
Yeah.
I think I want to pose like a idea that I had. There's this element that I think that sometimes we think when you lose someone that you're not having a relationship with them anymore. And I've been thinking about this a lot of like, what is real? Like, can I still have a relationship with this thing if it's gone or not mine anymore? Like a childhood home that you've moved out of or something. Yeah. And this idea of like having a relationship with a memory or like a fantasy and like keeping that thing alive. And like there's people like family members that I've lost in my life that I think I was scared of like really losing, but I still find myself sometimes like thinking about them or like talking to them or like having like a concept of like this person's here right now or something. I don't know.
Yeah, same here.
It's like a lasting effect, I guess.
Remember I was telling you about my great grandma?
Yeah.
She was like super important in my life. She like probably I saw her more like growing up than my actual parents because they were working so much. She lived with me like since I was born, took care of me. Like I got my whole personality from her, like sense of humor and everything, and I loved her. And she passed like 2 years ago. And I still think about like when I'm in like a situation, like I think about, you know, if it, like a joke I think about her, you know, or like I visit like her grave and everything. I talk to her and stuff. You know.
So the relationship is
it's still there. You know, I never felt like it like ended. It's just I wish I could, you know, see her, but it's like I still think it like lives on. You know?
For sure. Man, I love that.
Yeah.
I totally agree. Yeah. There's something like to be said about people who you come across that have an impact on you in such a way that like changes you. Yeah. Makes you who you are.
It becomes like a part of you even if that person isn't there.
Yeah. And like that's forever with you kind of. Technically I think, you know, I believe that's like that relationship is always going to be with you as long as you're around. Yeah. You know, so it's not what is the definition of a relationship? You know? Yeah. That's a whole nother question. Yeah. But we don't have to talk about it if you want. What do you in your art? Like in your acting? I think I know, but I'm gonna ask you, like, what is it that you want to do with your art? What is your goal with what you're expressing?
I think like selfishly I love I really love being able to build this role and like live in it, and this concept of like exploring like a different life and going through something. And I just love the feeling of like getting swept up and like, I don't know, I guess that's like my kind of like romantic element, is I romanticize this relationship that I develop with like the people that I play and the things that they go through. And it kind of like sits hand in hand, I think, with like the kind of people we are. Like I have such a care for the people around me, and I want to help or be there or know them or understand them, or I don't know. But I think in terms of like picking roles or being a part, I just really like, I just want to play everything that everyone's told me I wouldn't be able to play. Like I want to like find myself or like find parts of myself that I've never met before by like doing something. Like I just want to like all those like stories that you read in movies that you watch and these people, and like I just love like getting to experience that or being introduced to someone's like what someone else's like mind creates is so exciting to me. Like the power of like a person's like imagination or their story. Like I don't know. I don't know if that makes sense. I just love the concept of like just like existing in this like world, and like it's like I'm like swimming or something. Like awesome. I don't know.
Wow. That's a good answer.
Yeah. What do you want to do with your art?
With your art, what is the goal for you, my brother?
Oh, that's rough. My thing is,
there's no wrong answer.
I want to I think it's similar to yours.
Yeah.
Is I want to create something from my heart that affects someone else and like just lets them experience something.
Yeah.
You know, gives them something to think about, like, you know, it either like remind them of something or just like in any way relate to,
Yeah.
you know, what I create
Yeah.
and what I put out there.
Yeah, man.
You know, it's kind of, I think for me, that's like the main purpose of films and like, you know, it's to any like entertainment.
Yeah.
You know, and that's what I love more. Like, that's what I love what I get from film too. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and
man.
music and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of it.
Shit. No, I just got so, I'm like locked in because I got
There's
so
no
happy.
wrong answer.
I got so fucking happy.
Hell yeah.
Dude, when I met you, it was like, I don't know. It's just so fucking cool. Hear me out. It is so fucking cool that, like, you know, we could have never met.
I could have been in Australia, man.
You could have been in Australia, dude.
We could have been talking to you like this.
Yeah. And, like, we have this relationship now where, like, we have similar goals with our art. It's so fucking wild. But, like, I'm so happy to, like, know you.
Yeah.
And that, like, I get to see you kind of grow and like experience. And if this relationship lasts, you know, a few years and like I'm dead or like something happens, I don't know.
Bro,
Oh,
excuse
my
me.
Anything can happen.
You sound like
What
my
are you
dad.
talking
Listen, man.
about?
I'm metaphor.
What
If I vanish and out of thin air, but like
we could just not be friends anymore.
I'm just.
Oh
you
my
don't gotta
God.
die.
What's
This is-
happening on
listen,
this episode?
It's better. Don't.
You don't gotta do that, bro.
Don't touch me, bro. It's better. It's
Just
better.
let him love you.
What I'm saying is like it's cool to see you in this stage of your life, like where I'm at and where you're at. I say this all the time, but like it's so I really mean it. Like it's so
same
cool
here,
to
man.
see you expressing yourself. Because when I met you, it wasn't you weren't like at least with me. And I don't
like
think
that
with
with anyone else.
other people.
No. This is
So-
like the last thing I would do.
That's what I'm saying.
You know?
But like inside of you, you have a story to tell.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's just so fucking cool to see you doing that.
Yeah.
That's why I like doing this.
Dude, me too. No, thank you. I appreciate
I'm
it.
serious. Like
No,
I like
know, me too.
sitting down with you every week and like
Yeah.
I see you open up like more and more every fucking week.
Yeah.
I love it. I fucking love it.
I love it too, man. I'm feeling like I'm changing for the better.
Yeah, dude.
Because normally, dude, like even like a year or 2 years ago, like I was completely different, bro. Like,
Yeah.
I wouldn't speak to anyone.
Yeah.
You know?
Literally.
Like not at all.
Wow.
He's a great kid. Like you're a great young guy. You really are. You're a
I'm
good
alright.
person.
I'm
You
alright.
are, man. You are. You're there for people. You work fucking hard, and
Yeah.
you're an artist at heart, and you have a story to tell. And it's just dude. I'm so fucking lucky that like that happened for me. Somebody said like keep going. Like I
Yeah.
believe in you and like tell your story. And I found Playhouse.
Mhm.
Thank God, because my life would have been gray as fuck without this.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
I hope that like I get to like
That's
keep,
what,
keep
that's what
pushing
you're
you to do that.
that's what you're providing for me, you know.
I hope, man.
Yeah, no, you are for sure, man.
I
Why do you
know.
think I'm here? You know,
I
like
know, I know.
I want to be here,
Yeah, yeah. And
You
then
know?
when you're famous and I'm broke, you could hire me or
dude.
something.
You're gonna be the famous one.
No. When Tori's famous and I'm broke and you're hiring Tori, maybe you guys could remember me and like bring me on board.
dude. Why are you talking like that?
Because I love you.
You
Because I love you.
He's being humble.
I'm being very proud. I'm
Right.
proud of you. I'm proud of you.
okay? I appreciate it, man.
Yeah, dude.
I'm proud of you too.
Thanks, bro.
All right, like
Thanks, man. He was around. So
you're a big inspiration to me, dude.
thanks, dude.
Like huge.
Same.
All right,
I mean that.
really big.
He was around when I was writing the Rose Garden.
Oh,
So
really?
I would show him like, you know, I was writing
This
on this
kid,
thing.
when he walked into our job and like I met him, like this kid's an asshole. not for like I don't know why, but like just like
He has what I had.
I realize
I
it's
swear
it's just like the way you act and like the way how open you are
Yeah.
with people, like you
Yeah.
literally are open to anyone. I was like, that's so like opposite of how I am, and I'm like, that's how I want to be. You know, so I was selfishly angry about that,
Right.
probably about myself.
Right.
You know, but then I thought like I started talking to you more. I'm like I'm an idiot. You know,
Right.
like and then I, you know, got to know you more, and I was like, dude, it's like we're like on the same like wavelength almost. You know what I mean?
100%.
And it's like I don't know. That's why like that opened me up to being like, all right, you gotta like you can't just make an assumption about,
For
It's
sure.
hard though. It's hard. We project and
Oh,
we see in others what we
Yeah.
hate or what we wish we had.
I didn't even know I was doing it
ourselves.
too at
Yeah, you
first.
don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just how you survived up to that point
Yeah.
was like,
Yeah.
fuck that.
And then you're always coming in like reading, like I remember you're just like reading like books. You're reading like
Dude,
the playbooks,
wow.
and then you're just sitting there
He gets
not
me.
doing any dishes
See?
or like not working, and I'm
See?
like, Dave, what the fuck are you
Yeah,
doing?
yeah.
But then like I was like, dude, this kid.
I think I
He's-
make too much
I'm
time
like-
for the other thing. I think that's why.
Yeah.
No, but I'm like, that's amazing because like you're so into that.
Yeah.
Like you could tell like that's your life.
I wish you knew
That's
the
it.
part of him that felt like he didn't read enough or know enough.
Oh,
Yeah,
see,
you
I tell
told
you all the time.
You always tell me
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
He's always
he's
like,
saying the
man,
same
I never
thing.
know this stuff. I'm like, dude, like, none of us know this.
Yeah.
It just like falls into your lap and you
Yeah.
start reading. Yeah.
But it's cool that like you get to come around now and like meet him and like
Yeah.
we met through this crazy thing. and
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just fucking exciting. I get excited
man.
about it.
Me too.
Yeah. Damn.
Hell yeah,
Just sit in this
dude.
moment for a second. Just sit in this moment. It's okay. It's okay.
It's okay. What do you mean?
We can sit here.
Yeah, why not?
I love
I'll
this.
just edit out the silence, dude.
Episode 6.
Episode
6.
Oh God. Is there any other questions you have for Tori
I think we're dude.
before she goes back to Brooklyn?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, right.
I lost
Oh,
track.
man.
What's the comedian that did that whole
So
thing where he's like, and this is what a minute feels like? And he makes everyone sit in the whole audience for a minute.
Oh, I forgot.
I didn't see that. I never saw
forgot.
that.
And it's just like everyone's just like there, like, and like you can feel
I know what you're talking
how scared people are to
Yeah.
sit for
Yeah,
a
man.
minute. And he
There's
goes,
something about
and that's
sitting.
what a minute feels like.
Oh my God. Then the laughter comes pouring out.
Wow.
That's really cool.
That's so
Yeah.
smart. I think-
Episode 6.
Yeah, I think we should just end it.
You want to end it?
Yeah.
Thank you guys for
I
having
never
me.
wanted to end. Why do I fucking
I
hate
know,
endings?
right? Every time we say we're like, podcast is an hour,
Yeah.
and then it's an hour
It's
40 right
so
I say
hard.
this every
now.
week.
Every time.
I
then-
hate
and
this, but-
even like every time we're like, we'll just go longer.
Well, because like
Because it feels so good.
It's so hard.
Yeah.
You don't want to
I
like
love
keep
it.
like you don't want to kill momentum. You have so many like once you get on like a roll of
Yeah.
like talking.
you have a
and
million
exploring-
questions for her.
Yeah,
Right now,
man.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And she's here.
Yeah.
Ask one more and then we're done.
Okay. Fuck. Okay.
Make it good.
Mike, too. If you come up with them, come up with them.
Thinking.
Okay.
Oh.
Ah.
Oh, this could be so long though.
Go ahead.
I wanted to ask, like, because you guys work together a lot.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You guys know each other. What's one thing you both like learned from each other?
Oh, that's a great
work.
question.
Oh my god,
That's a great question.
dude.
Wow. One thing.
Yeah.
One thing?
Just one.
Fuck.
I mean, if you want to go more, let's
I'll-
let's just make it
I'll try
like
my-
not 5 hours.
Okay. One thing. Oh man, this is so fucking.
You
hard.
are such a patient listener.
Wow.
Yeah.
Patient listener.
Patient listener. Because think we listen and we have all these things we
Yeah.
want to say or feel, or we're listening in a certain way, and you have like it like hits and
Yeah,
washes over
And
you.
slowly calm down.
And you let all of it come out, because there's almost like a point where it's like the end of the tube of toothpaste where someone thinks that they've said everything, and you let that person have enough room to get that last thing out
Right.
that like surprises them. It's the amount of times I've been like, I've never thought of that before,
Wow.
or I just said that for the
Wow.
first time. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
That's thank you.
You're welcome.
You're gonna hate this. You're gonna hate this.
Oh.
You're gonna hate it, but I'm gonna say it because I'm.
Can I have a bottle of wine when I leave?
Yes. The amount to which you care about things in your craft, I think in life, period, I think is something that is specifically and wholly you, and that I appreciate so much and learn from so much. The amount to which you care, like in a scene or in a moment, she's moved by everything that I say or do because she cares so much as for who she is. That's just who she is. But like your work, you bring that into your work, and I think that that's such a good quality to have. And maybe in life it's maybe not so healthy or easy or whatever, but I just don't. I think that that's who you are, and that's such a great quality about your work that I was like, yeah, to have that kind of care, deep care for like the person in front of you and like what's happening, and the circumstance is like whole nother level. Yeah. So that's it. That's my one.
Thank you.
Yeah. Accept it. Accept the compliment.
Try not to cry.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you guys.
Thank
Episode
I love you
6.
guys. We love you too. This is episode 6 of the You Are Here podcast. Find us on Spotify, Apple Music, Podbean, YouTube, Google Play, www.youareherepodcast.com. .co, never mind. I'm Mike. I'm signing out.
I'm Dave, and I love y'all.
I'm Victoria, and this is your homework for the week.
Yeah.
Read your book,
Hell
bro.
yeah.
Read your book.
Thank you, guys. That was cool.
Great job.
Woo!
Good job, Brody.